and let's continue with our class. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna sketch and paint is the blue one. Okay, so that is the shape of the sea glass, and I want you to sketch it like that. Okay, so let's start sketching. Please try to sketch very lightly. We don't want your your pencil to show through, because you know watercolors are transparent colors. So I'm just gonna make this drawing bigger for you to see. Okay, and I hope you're seeing my drawing right now. Okay, there. And I am sketching this as I see it in front of me. Okay, so what ito yung tinatawag natin na actual sketching from model. Okay, there you go. Okay, so I hope you can see that this is my sketch. There. But it doesn't have to be exactly like my drawing. Pagka nag-sketch kayo, okay lang yon. And then I will pick another one, the green this time. And I'm gonna sketch this as well. So let me just show you the shape. It's like an isosceles triangle, but make it a bit 3D. Okay? So I'll just bring it down, and then I'll sketch it. Okay? You can also make your own isosceles, medyo triangle-ish na sea glass. It's also okay. Ang mas importante sa akin is the painting part. Okay? So it's up to you if you want to follow the actual shape of the model, so long as you are able to sketch your sea glass. Okay? There. Sketch ko na isa akin na isa. And then as you can see, my sketch is very light. Okay? Next is this one. So white. Can you see the shape? It's like a volcano, but rounded. There. So I'm gonna sketch it also, but I'm gonna make it a bit bigger than this so that you'll see it when I color it. Okay. There. Yeah. And then take note also how the light is casting shadow on my beach glass, because we're gonna take note of that shadow as well when we paint. Okay, so let me just bring my sketchbook up so that you'll see my sketch there. And then the next one is the amber colored. Okay, so the amber colored is shaped like similar to the white one, but it's like this. Yon. Okay, so I'll bring it down here next to the white one, and then I'll sketch it as I see it. Okay, so I made my sketch bigger so that you'll be able to also see how I'm sketching it. See, it's very easy. The shapes are simple. There. Okay. All right, so there you have it. And then later, after we finish coloring or painting the beach glass, we will be drawing or painting the sand around it. Okay? So give me a thumbs up when you're done sketching. Just give me a thumbs up when you're done sketching, because we will start. Okay, so let's just wait for Joby to catch up. Okay, in the meantime, let me show you my sketch so that you can follow the model. But again, you can always draw your own beach glass na shape. It's also okay. The most important part is actually painting it. Right? So I hope you're done. To Jovi, kindly rename to the name of the participant who is painting along with us so that I can call him or her by the nickname. Also, kindly open your camera so that I'll know, I'll see the progress. So, as a review lang, because we just arrived, we are sketching the beach glass based on models. So I have here beach glass. I also have my kinetic sand here. And we are sketching it according to how I see it here. So yun. So iba-iba yung shape nila. And then iba-iba rin yung kulay nila. Yan. Just give me a thumbs up when you're done sketching so that we will proceed now with painting. So I think some is done. Okay. So we just resume recording and then we'll start with blue. Okay, so please grab your blue, whatever blue you have. This is actually a bit in the cerulean blue. So if you have cerulean blue, go ahead. You can also use cobalt blue if that's what you have, or any blue actually that you have. Again, let's not restrict ourselves with colors. Whatever you have right there in your palette, it's totally fine so long as it's blue. So actually what I'm using is French ultramarine. So what I'll do, I'm gonna wet my brush with clean water and I'm gonna wet the surface of my French ultramarine blue, and then I'm gonna put it here in my mixing palette. And I want my color to be as light as possible for now, so I'm gonna add more water to it there. So now it's very, very light. Okay, so we're gonna use just this color for the first beach glass. Okay, so I have here my sketch for the beach glass, that's blue, and then I'm gonna paint this first layer of blue on my sketch, leaving some white. Okay, I'm gonna leave some white behind. Okay, I'm not gonna paint all this flat blue. Okay, so mag-iiwan ako ng unpainted na section, like in this one. No? This one meron ditong white, dito white, yan. So I didn't paint those parts because those will serve as my highlights. Okay, if you notice, may mga whitish part. Yan. Okay, there. So that's my first layer of blue. Okay, so si Luis. Okay, Luis, you can still sketch because these are very simple shape. You can actually sketch beach glass as pebble shape na round dish or oblong. You can also follow the sketch that I have on my paper. Okay, so no problem. What's important is how we paint them. Okay. So while this is still wet, I'm gonna grab blue again. But this time, I'm gonna add it to my mixing palette and make the color a bit darker. Here, so I'm adding more blue here. And then I'm gonna drop it on my paper, on my first here. On my first, tawag dito, beach glass. And then here also. So I'm leaving the center a bit light because that's where the light is hitting off it. And then I'm gonna grab some of the colors of the here. Yan. Para mas light pa siya. And then what I will do, I'm gonna soften the edge para hindi masyadong sharp by applying my brush on it with water. Water lang. Walang color yung brush ko. Hinugasan ko siya sa jar. There. Okay? Okay, so when you're done with that second layer, let me know so we can proceed to coloring the green one. We will leave this alone muna because this is still wet. We're gonna add more color to this later for texture. Okay. Thank you for the thumbs up. Hi Sian, what you do is you sketch the beach glass according to how I've sketched it. That's one option. The second option is to sketch any rounded pebble that you are familiar with and make it appear 3D. Okay? Pero you can also follow the sketch that I did. And then yung first na pebble, you have to color with light blue. You don't know how to draw it. Okay, sige. Follow along ha. I'll sketch another one. Okay? So here, let me put one here sa left side. Okay? So for this one, so let me just backtrack a bit, okay? So for this one, it's colored like this. It's like a shoe. See? So, but a little squarish or angular yung kanyang And then you sketch it like that. As in ganyan lang. One line sa left, one short line sa top, and then may slide. And then here, ganyan. And then here. Yan. Parang may letter L. And then I just added the width to make it appear 3D. Okay, that's how you basically draw the 3D of this one. There you go. I hope you were able to follow that. Okay, there you have it. But again, you can also draw an oblong. Okay, let me just draw an oblong here, and I hope you can see that. So oblong na pebble, as in just draw an oblong, basically, and then just add some dimension on it like that. Okay, so I hope you can follow along. Okay, so now this is a bit dry already. So what we're gonna do is to grab your small brush. Okay, if you have a small round brush that is pointed, I want you to wet that brush and then grab blue and then paint it straight on your first pebble. Okay, and I want you to draw the sides. Okay, basically you're covering the pencil marks, but I want you to do that hindi yung straight na line. The lines have to be a bit discreet. Okay, just to make it appear a little organic. Okay, so hindi siya parang ini-sketch mo na straight lines lang lahat. There. There. And then you drag that brush dito. Kasi dito siya, dark siya dito sa part na to. Okay? Sinasoften ko na siya. When I say soften, I meant that I am dragging that color using my brush like that. Okay? So I'm doing this very slowly so that you will be able to follow. Okay? Because uneven yung blueness niya, yung pagiging blue niya on the surface. So we're basically emulating that as well. And then I want you to wash your brush and soften that edge with just water. There. See how it's still lightest at the center. And then I'm gonna do the same side. I'm gonna grab the color that I just added sa lines or sa boundary nung pinaka, peach glass. And then I'm gonna drag the color using my brush upwards. Okay? To soften that color kasi masyado siyang intense. So I'm gonna just do that. There you go. And I'll just adjust the color here sa bottom. Dapat medyo dark pa siya konti sa bandang gitna. Okay. So that's how you add texture sa drawing ninyo. Okay, so now we have one beach glass here. Tapos, while we are on this particular subject or particular beach glass, you might also want to color the bottom of your beach glass like that, because it's sort of semi-transparent. The light will sort of pass through your beach glass and give it some sort of glow at the bottom. That's at the bottom. That's a little blue as well. There you go. So it's like a shadow, but more of a transmitted light from your glass, just to make it 3D. Okay. Sian, were you able to follow along? Were you able to sketch? Okay, that's good. Very good. I'm sure Louise was able to follow because I can see her working. Okay, so nice. Right. So here, I'm just adding some dark parts. And then I'm just softening it para hindi masyadong sharp yung kulay. But the idea is to make it darker sa bandang edge, but lightest at the center. Okay? I just left some of the sections white then for highlights. Alright, so just give me a thumbs up if you're done so that we can proceed to painting the second one, which is green. Okay, good. So I'm seeing thumbs up. Okay, very good. Freedom, I can see your work. Beautiful work. I can also see Sam giving me a thumbs up, and si Jovi. Good job, Jovi. Also si Luis. Okay, thank you for showing me your work. So let's proceed to painting green. Okay? Good job, Sam. So for the green, just grab any green that you like. So whatever green that you have. So I'm not gonna force you to use the same color as mine because we have different palette. But what I did is just I added it on the mixing palette that contains a little bit of blue. Okay, but you can use what I recommend is either sap green or viridian green. If you have viridian green, okay, but any green that you have, that's totally fine by me. And I want you to add water on this because I want you to get the lightest the lightest value. Okay, so I added water on this. So this is a watery mix. And then I just paint the green one, which is this one right here. Okay, this one. And then I'm gonna paint over this, leaving some whites as well. Okay, for highlights. And then I'm gonna add more green to this for darker value. Okay, so mid-tone na ito. And then I'm gonna paint this section here with I'm just gonna add it here, as well as along the boundary here. Parang yung pencil marks, we will cover it with viridian green. Okay? There. It's like drawing over the pencil mark with darker value. Okay? Just like that. And then since this is still wet, expect that the color will spread a bit. And that's what we're trying to achieve here. Okay? So the part of this beach glass that's lightest is actually right here at the bottom here. So I'm gonna clean my brush with water and I'm gonna drag this color here so that it softens here. And then I'm also gonna soften the one on the top. Okay. Here. The lightest part is this one, and then some parts here, medyo lighter din siya. So, I'm gonna grab the colors of this, like that. Yan, and then here also, para mas light pa siya. There. Then, I'm gonna darken the edge a bit. Okay? There. Yung pinaka-pencil mark, that's gonna be your guide for darkening some parts. Okay. And then make the lines a bit jagged because this beach glass is not perfectly linear yung kanyang shape. Okay? There. Yan. Then I'm just gonna clean my brush and then soften the colors a bit. There you go. So by keeping some of the sections very light, it makes your beach glass look like it is semi-transparent, which in actuality is transparent. Really is transparent, or at least translucent. Okay. Okay, so just give me a thumbs up when you're done with the green one, so we can proceed now with okay, I can see Sam's done with green beach glass. Okay. Actually, the most challenging to paint here is white. But I'll show you later how we're gonna do that. So if you notice, I also sketched the smaller beach glass, almost as big as this one, so that you'll be able to see. Okay. Very good. I can see your work, Luis. Very good. And thank you for sharing. Okay. Also, Jovi has shared hers. Okay, sorry if hindi ko kayo agad nakikita lahat because weird no ano. Okay, I can see Freedom has also finished painting the green one. So, since almost all of you are done, let's proceed to painting this one. Oh, wait. We haven't done the green one pala in the shadow. If you notice, see how it's casting the shadow? There's a light green at the bottom and then may gray ka na shadow. So, we're gonna do the same for that. So, what we'll do, we'll just grab the green again, but this time, very light lang, as in mas maraming water. Okay? Very, very light lang na value yung green sa ilalim. So, we'll just do that. Very, very light. Okay? Again, this is just a sort of transmitted light through the rock or through the beach glass. And then, what we'll do, if you don't know how to mix gray, kasi gray yung shadow, you just get a gray if you have gray. But if you don't have one, it's quite easy to mix. You just grab brown and then blue. Okay, just brown and blue, and that will give you gray. If you don't have gray lang and then make this gray very light by adding more water. Okay, and then we'll add the shadow color, which is the gray, right here. There. Okay? So, add lang ako ng konting green dun sa directly below the there. There you go. See? Nagawa ko na siya. Okay, I hope you were able to also do that. Let me just soften that a bit. There, soften ko na siya. When you're done with that, just give me a thumbs up so that we can start coloring the amber colored. Okay. Okay, very good, Freedom. I can see your work. See Jovi also. Wow, nice, Jovi. Good job. I love that. Very good. So, yeah, we're still waiting for others to finish theirs. Okay, so next is, if you don't have amber color, actually you can just use any brown that you have right there on your palette. Actually, what we can do is, if you have burnt sienna, so let me just discuss the color for the amber, no? Burnt sienna is like this, brown siya na medyo may pagka-orange. Okay? So this can do na for your amber colored na beach glass. But if you don't have burnt amber, you can also use tawag dito, yellow ochre. Let me just show you that. Yellow ochre is like this. And then mag-add ka lang ng konting-konti lang ng red. Konti lang ng red. Okay? So I'm just teaching you how to make your own medyo burnt amber. It's yellow ochre plus a bit of red. Okay? Until makuha mo na yung color ng amber. Okay? And then, a little bit of blue. Sobrang konti lang ng blue. There. Okay? So you can do that. Or you can also use burnt sienna if you have burnt sienna. Okay? So I'm gonna use this mix that I did here. I'm just gonna add water because again, we'll start light. And I'm gonna paint the third there. Okay? So I'm gonna paint the third. So I'm using my small brush na. I didn't shift na to my big brush. There. And then I also left some of the whites there for highlight. Okay? Medyo important yon. Okay? So after adding that layer, I'm gonna make more of this. Okay? By adding burnt yellow ochre, a little bit of red, and then a little bit of blue. Okay? Again, if you have burnt sienna, you can also use that. So now I have a darker shade, and then I'm gonna add it again on the lines, the pencil lines, okay? And it doesn't have to be continuous, by the way, when you're painting it in, okay? So I'm just adding it on the pencil sketch. And then here, medyo dark siya dito. So I'm gonna add that. Add this color like that. Okay. Add some more. Okay. So I'm painting it the way I'm seeing it sa model natin. Okay. And then I'm just gonna soften that by cleaning my brush. And there. Making the watercolor flow for added sort of texture. Kasi hindi naman even yung texture ng beach glass ko. Okay? There. So it's the same actually, it's the same principle as the other ones. Where there are colors, where are sections of your beach glass that's lightest in color or in value rather. And then you just add. Okay. I'm gonna add more here because this is the darkest part naman dito sa model ko. Okay? There. Here also. So just follow along because I am painting my model as I see it on my paper. Okay? I'm darkening the center because this is the darkest part of this particular beach glass. There. And then dito, lightest na siya. So, I'm gonna just grab some of the colors off. Kasi dito tumatama yung light eh. Kaya lightest tong part na to. Okay? And then, the same with this one, meron din siyang glow na the same color but lighter. I'm gonna paint that here. Yan. And then, maglalagay na ako ng shadow na medyo color gray. Okay, again, I just mix my gray by mixing brown and blue. Okay. And I'm gonna add my shadow here. There you go. Tapos, I'll just add the same color pinakailalim just to make sure that meron siya nung glow na yon. And yes, Ian, do you have a question? You're raising your hand.
Can I use olive green for the blue?
I'm sorry? You can use, yeah, any color that you have. You can use that. Okay? It just so happened that I have cool green color for my beach glass here. That's why I use Norwegian green. But yeah, feel free to use other green that you have in your palette. No worries. What's important to me is you get this part where you have different values. Where you have the lightest color here in these sections. And the darkest value right on the boundary. Yung pinaka-pencil sketch ninyo. Okay? Para na mapakita natin na translucent yung ating beach glass. Okay? So let me just add darker color for this one because it lightened a bit. So that's the thing with watercolor, by the way, in case you don't know yet. Watercolor paintings, usually they look vibrant or darker when they're wet, but eventually the color lightens a bit, okay? So you can adjust your painting as it dries. You can just add more colors. Just make sure that when you're adding layer, the brush isn't too wet because you're gonna lift the color at the first layer if your brush is too wet. So actually, I didn't wash my brush na. I just grabbed the color straight from the palette. Okay, and then I'm just gonna there. So I just darkened it a bit because it got too light. Okay. And I'm just gonna soften this using my clean brush. Para hindi masyadong sharp yung kanyang edges. Okay? There. And then once you've added that glow, we will proceed to painting the white one. Because this is the most challenging part, how to paint white. So just give me a thumbs up when you're done painting the third beach glass so that we can proceed to painting the rest of them. Okay. In the interest of time, I'm just gonna remove the other. Ay, sorry, nabura ko yung isa. Let's paint 4 lang muna today. Tanggalin ko yung oval at saka isang drawing ko. And then let me resketch the other one na I accidentally removed. Here. I resketch it. So I resketch this one. Yung shape niya. Okay? So for the fourth one, so how do you paint white? Kinda tricky, no? Kasi wala namang watercolor. May watercolor na white, but you don't actually paint white. So what we're gonna do is actually do the same. Mix blue and brown to get a very light gray. Very light gray in a sense that there's plenty of water on this.
Ma'am,
Plenty of water. So it's almost like parang dirty water lang siya halos.
ma'am, wala po akong brown.
If you don't have brown, do you have burnt sienna? You can use burnt sienna and blue. Yes, Ian?
What is the color to mix gray again?
It's any of the brown that you have and blue. You just mix that and then. Actually, you can also mix gray by mixing red, blue, and yellow. Those are the tawag dito, primary colors, but it's more tricky to do that. So I really recommend mixing just 2 colors, which is brown and blue. Okay, until you get this nice gray color. And as you can see, I've added plenty of water on this. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look at my subject and notice that the lightest part is actually this one here, but there's a part here that has shadow. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna paint only the shadow, yung mas dark na section, which is actually right along the edge lang. Okay, and then this part here is also gray. Yan lang. Tapos I'm just gonna mix a darker version of the same gray by making more of those, mixing more of brown and blue. So now I have a darker gray. And I'm just gonna add this again on the part where I added the shadow. Yung shadow doon sa rock, and then doon sa edge, doon sa pencil mark where you sketch, you just add a bit of gray then there. Just to show that yan, yung boundary niya with there. So meron ka ng white. Now this is too sharp. Okay, so this is too sharp. It's like, it's not organic. It's sketch. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clean my brush again and load it with water. And then with water, I'm just gonna do this motion with my brush and soften that para hindi masyadong obvious yung edge na ginawa ko. See, you actually paint white by mixing two colors. There. Yes? Yes, Ian, you have a question? You're raising your hand.
It's my blue and
Brown? What happened? Were you able to mix gray with those two? No. If you don't, you didn't. If you don't have gray, you can mix brown and blue. But if you cannot do that, you can also use black, but add plenty of water and a little bit of white. That's also one way to do it. Kung meron kang black and white, you can also mix those and then add plenty of water.
I have black and white.
Yeah, you can also do that. That's fine.
Okay.
It's just I don't have kasi yung black and white on my palette right now. That's why I mix my own gray. But you can also use white and blue. Feel free to do that. So here, if you notice, I was able to paint the white pebble without actually painting it white. Okay? So this may look gray to you, but I promise you, if we paint the background, this is gonna appear white. Okay? So this one is also casting shadow, by the way. So we're gonna grab this same gray. So this time I'm again mixing my gray and adding that shadow here, but leaving a white underneath directly below that beach glass. Okay? Kasi yun na yung pinaka-glow niya. White yung glow niya, remember? So I'm just gonna leave some white underneath. Look at that. See? Meron na siyang glow kasi hindi naman ako nag-add ng ibang kulay. That's how you do it. And then, because this is too sharp, I just grab water and soften it with water. Then, grab some color of it. There you go. Meron na siyang glow. See? Nakakatuwa si watercolor, di ba? And look at this, it looks 3D na because of the shadow. So that's the beauty of painting shadow. It makes your subject appear 3D just by merely adding the shadow colors. Okay? There you go. Alright, so let me just put this away. This 4 beautiful beach glass that I have here, because the next part is painting the sand. Okay, actually this is probably the most fun part for me. Kasi magagawa tayo ng my favorite trick ko sa watercolor is spattering. So we're gonna spatter a lot for the next part. But before that, I want to know if you're done painting all 4 beach glasses or beach glass. Because when you're done, we'll start painting na the sand. Okay?
Mukhang ano po, mukhang black po yung white.
Can I see? Can I see that? Who was talking, by the way? Okay, si Luis. Okay lang yan. Kasi look, oh, the middle part is light. It's okay. Kasi there are beach glass naman talaga na medyo blackish. Kasi may mga glass na black. So okay lang yan. It's actually, that's the uniqueness of your art na. So your art will be different from mine. And that's one of those unique, that's one of the difference with my art. Your art doesn't have to be like mine, okay? Jovi, I can see your work. Good job. Okay. I can also see Sam's work. Very good. Very good, Frida. Beautiful. Beautiful work. So just give me a thumbs up, guys, if you're done. Okay. So Luis, very good. Nice. You have like 6 there. Nag-enjoy ka sa pag-paint, and pag-sketch. How about Gabby? Are you done with your 4 beach glass? Okay, yes. Thank you for showing that. So, are you excited na to paint the sand? How about si Zian? Are you done?
I only painted 3 of them.
It's okay. It's okay. Do you want to paint another one before we proceed to sand, or do you want to proceed na with painting the sand?
Proceed with that.
Okay, proceed na. Okay, sige. Okay, for the sand, okay. The sand that I have. Okay. Oh, thank you, Sian. Okay, very good. Yeah, I can see that the other one is olive green. Yeah, very good. So as you can see, the sand here is kind of buff in color. Okay, but I don't have buff. What I do have, so these are the options that we have for sand, no? What I have is Naples Yellow. Okay, I actually won this one during an art contest. But if you don't have Naples yellow rather, one color that you can use is yellow ochre. Okay, so who doesn't have those colors? At least one of those colors. Okay, si Luis, do you have light yellow and burnt sienna? You can mix those until magmukha silang yellow ochre. So just the lemon yellow and burnt sienna will do. Mix it in such a way that it's very, very light. Okay? For me, I'm gonna use my favorite color, my favorite yellow, which is Naples Yellow. Okay? So this is my Naples Yellow. Okay, so you can use yellow ochre as well, okay? So don't worry. So long as you can paint sand according to how you interpret the color of the sand, that's totally fine by me. So I'm grabbing my Naples Yellow here, there, and my brush is actually wet. So yan. And then I don't bother adding water na because light naman si Naples Yellow, so I don't need to add more water to this. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna paint around. We're gonna paint around our pebbles. There. Okay. Around, okay. Pwede nyo rin tamaan yung shadow. It's totally okay.
What color again?
Ha? You can
What
use
color?
yellow ochre or Naples Yellow, but I doubt if you have
I don't have any.
Okay,
I do
you
have
can
yellow ochre.
you can use
I have yellow ochre.
Okay, yellow ochre, go ahead. Do that. Yellow ochre na lang. Okay lang din. Okay. Okay, so just paint around your pebbles. There.
Okay lang po ba kapag dark?
Kapag dark,
Opo.
okay lang. Sige, mag-a-add ako ng yellow ochre here para makarelate kayo. But I'm gonna add it in between here. Yan. So, parang nangyayari, you have two colors for the sun. And look what I'm doing. I'm actually putting some sort of ripple marks here para lang dynamic. Ibig sabihin, may texture siya, yung sand mo. Hindi siya even na ano lang, na flat. See, I'm adding some sort of ganyan, brush strokes just to signify that it's not a flat sand. Meron siyang sort of small ridge and valleys. Okay, there. See, uneven color, uneven color denotes sort of texture. There, I'm gonna add more. There. See what I'm doing with my brush? It's like that. Switch, parang ganun ang movement. You can also do that. Let's imagine nasa beach tayo and then we saw all these 4 pebbles. Okay, there. Yan. There. And then, we'll extend the color all the way there sa pinakataas. Because look, I'm gonna show you one thing that I want to do here. Sige, I'll extend the color all the way up. All the way up. And then, just to make your imagination even, just to make this more creative, I'm gonna add green and blue, and we'll color the sea. There you go. Sea. Para kunwari, nasa beach ka talaga. Okay? Then, I'm gonna darken that with blue and green again. Here lang, sa pinaka-corner. Just to show that medyo deep na sa part na yon. How about it? So, meron ka na agad scenario where you have beach glass and dagat. See? There. Gonna add some more because naglalighten yung color ko. I'm gonna add some more. There. Okay? So, using just that motion of your brush, you're actually creating wavy na texture ng sea and ng sand. Okay? So my paper is buckling. That's fine. And let me know if you enjoy this part. Tuwa ba kayo na meron tayong ginawang dagat? Okay?
Okay lang po ba kapag na-paint over na yung glass?
Na-paint over mo? Patingin, para we can fix it. What did you paint it over with? Okay, so what you can do, if you're using watercolor paper, you clean your brush and then grab the colors of that part na na-paint over mo siya. Baka ma-lift mo pa yung color. And then just add the color of the beach glass again. Okay lang yon. But make sure lang na you pat the tawag dito, the color dry bago ka mag-add kasi magbi-bleed yan kapag basang-basa yung subject mo. Okay, so if you notice, some of my shadows lightened because of the additional color of sand. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna add again the gray color para lang darken ko lang yung shadow. You don't need to do this if it didn't happen to your painting. With mine kasi naglighten yung shadow color. So I'm just gonna reinforce the shadow color again. Like that. So you don't have to do this part. Sa akin lang kasi naglighten yung shadow ko. Okay, there. I'm just softening that with my brush. There. So may shadow na uli siya. Sino sa inyo may white poster color? May white poster color ba sa inyo or white watercolor? Kasi what you can do is you can add waves here. I will show you how to do that. So I actually have here white sakura poster color. So you don't need to do this part kung gusto nyo lang. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab some white and just mix it with my sand color. Yan, so white siya. So medyo hindi siya talaga white na white, may halo siyang sand color. And I'm just gonna paint it like this. Yan. Paint it over the green part also. Just to show na meron ditong konting waves. Yan. Tapos, hindi pa yan siya masyadong kita. Gonna add more. But this time, just adding it like this. Yan using the flat of my brush. Pag ganun siya. Para hindi siya linear masyado. There. So, that's how you put white waves or froth on your beach painting. Gonna add more white because konti lang inalagay ko. And then I'm just gonna do that. See here? Yan. So add more white if you feel that it's not as visible as you would want it. So you just adjust. You just add more when needed. Okay? There. And then of course, because meron kang waves, meron yang shadow. Nagkakas yan ng konting shadow. Okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get my gray again and put it right beside the waves. Yung pinaka-froth. Ayan. Para may konting shadow. Okay? So this is optional lang. Only if you want to add the wave part. Just assuming na mataas yung water, ay yung wave, kaya may shadow siya na kinakast. Then I will just soften it using my brush. There. Yan na, may wave ka na. See? Easy like that.
Ako hindi nasa beach.
Okay lang if you were not able to add this ha. It's optional lang. The next part is actually the final touch for this. So what I'm gonna do is cover this part and this part because we're gonna spatter around the sand. Okay, so grab your tissue or clean rug and cover muna your painting because we're gonna add some spatters. what you do when you want to spatter in certain sections lang, you just add clean tissue or rag. Clean ha, because if I'm gonna use this, yung rag ko, may mga colors dito, matutumihan yung aking artwork. So I grab a clean tissue, piece of tissue, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab some blue and some red. This will serve as the shadows around the sun grains. And I'm just gonna spatter it like that. Okay. See? And then I'm gonna grab yellow ochre. So again, the yellow ochre is the darker sections of my sand, and I'm gonna add some water into this para watery siya. And then I'm gonna spatter it the same area. Okay, so tinamaan yung sand, yung data. So I'm gonna cover that. And then just gonna spatter around like that. Okay, so be careful when doing this. You need to cover some of your gadgets siguro when you're doing this. And then I'm gonna grab the green one that I used a while ago. Para kunwari, may mga beach glass na sobrang fine, like fine sand yung nila na nandito. There. See, I'm just spattering around. Like that. There you go. And then, dito rin, I would want to spatter, but I'm gonna be careful kasi baka tamaan yung mga beach glass ko. So basically, I'm doing the same here sa side na to para meron akong mga texture pa dito. Okay? So I'm spattering around this area as well. Para lang to yan. Okay? So this part is actually one of my favorite techniques sa watercolor. Spattering is one of those techniques that you can do for sand paintings. And then I'm gonna use the green also para lang to indicate that there are actually fine sand size na beach glass. Hindi yung mga maliliit na beach glass. Okay? So I'm gonna do the same for this area here. Yan. So, yeah. So, I'm being careful na hindi matamaan yung iba beach glass. Unless gusto nyo ring may spatter yung beach glass. So, okay lang din actually yun. If you're okay with that kind of mess, it's also fine. Okay? Yan. There. Yan, I'm okay na with this. Tanggalin ko lang tong mga placing ko lang tong mga spatter dito. There you go. So, how do you find this class? Were you able to follow along? Was it fun for you guys? I need to hear your comments as well. And then please show me your artworks. When you're done na ha. I can see Louise. Okay, she's done. Okay, very good. I like how your beach glass are very bold in colors and quite contrasting with your sand. So I like that part. Thank you, Jovi. Nicely done. So I can see that you also painted the sea. Okay? To make it better, you can also add the waves pagka meron ka na ng white. Okay? So one way of doing that is by using white poster color or what else ba? Pwede rin gouache, pwede rin acrylic na white. But just make sure that when you're adding the waves, you also add some shadows ha. Kasi medyo 3D yung waves, right? So it has to cast some shadow, some sort of shadow rin, right? Okay. So who else is done? Please show me your artworks para makita ko din. So since I'm having fun adding the spatter, I'm gonna spatter some more here. Yeah. Yan, very good. I can see your work. Medyo ano lang, medyo may shadow lang, mas medyo madilim lang, but I can see your blue and your olive green na beach glass. Yan, nakikita ko na. Better. Very good. Meron din siyang badagat. Okay, nicely done. I love it. Very good. So kids, please take a photo of your artwork as well. And then kindly post them in the group so that other members will see your work. Okay? Very good, Jovi. I love it. Si Sam din, I can see na may dagat din siya and then the sand. So ang gusto ko pang makita yung kay Gabby and Freedom. Kasi hindi ko pa nakita. Hey Gabby, good job. I can see your pebbles and your azure blue or blue green na dagat. Nice. Good job, kids. Yan. So yan, if you're painting sand ha, ganun lang yung gagawin ninyo. You just spatter around. And then yun. Yeah, okay, Freedom. Noted on that. Thank you for letting me know. Yan, that's right, Luis. It's the same one that I have in my stash. So you can also use that for wave. So as you can see, very faint lang yung wave ko because I don't want the waves to be the focus of my sketch. The focus will still be this colorful beach glass here. Kaya hindi ko na, medyo parang background lang talaga si beach. Okay? And then if you want to also strengthen yung shadows, you can also do that para talagang magmukha siyang 3D. Okay? So, yun lang guys. Let me know if you still have questions. Otherwise, let's take a class photo or picture. Ay, kaya lang hindi pa pala done si Freedom. So, let's wait for Freedom pala. Gabby, it's your first time ba to join? Oh, nice. Thank you so much. Welcome to this free class. So, just an announcement. We're gonna have let me just show myself here so that you know who you're talking to. Sige, let me just remove my background. Mukhang hindi ako nakikita. There. Alright. So, actually, April is my birth month. So, every weekend, there's gonna be virtual class, painting class. In the event that I won't be able to conduct the Zoom class, I'm gonna record the painting session, and then I'm gonna share it in a group, and then you can also follow along. Normally, when that happens, I also add sketch or a tawag dito, picture or reference photo so that you can sketch and then paint along, okay? And then, since this is my birth month also, there's gonna be a raffle draw on the last class that we will have this April. And then I'm gonna be giving away two art sets. Okay, I'm gonna send 2 art sets to 2 lucky winners. So we're gonna raffle off. So the main thing here, the main rule lang is that you have to be there during the raffle draw. So you have to attend the class and be there so that when I raffle off, you can already chat me up for your shipping details because I'm gonna ship it out right away. Okay. For those who are abroad, meaning they're not in the Philippines, I can send your prize to any of your loved one in the country. Unfortunately, I cannot ship it out of the country because it's gonna be cost prohibitive. Masyadong mahal yung shipping. So I can ship it to any of your loved one residing within the Philippines. Okay? So this is also open to those who are outside of the Philippines. So be sure to check the group. Thank you, Freedom, for sharing. Thank you. I love it. Okay, so let's take a photo of our class. So let me just get the gallery. And again, guys, I really love that you're here. And thank you for joining. So let me just take a photo. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There you go. See, ayan. Na-save ko na siya. Guys, thank you again for attending. Please check the group for further announcements, especially when it comes to the class. Next week, and we will paint a tree, golden shower tree. It's one of my favorite trees, and it's common in Philippines. It's the national tree of Thailand. It's one of my favorite trees, okay? So, see you guys next weekend, and thank you for attending, and I hope to see you again in my future classes. Bye! Take care!
Pa.
Goodbye po. Thank you
Thank
for
you
teaching.
po.
You're welcome, guys.
Bye
Thank you
po.
so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.